that if somebody have SQL Server database right now, he is doing coding with SQL Server adapter and all. But later on, company saying that, hey, we need to communicate with Oracle or some other database also. So he should not directly communicate with the SQL Server. He should communicate with the help of interface. Means he should make inversion of control, and that which database I have to call, I should inject in the constructor, and then on the basis of that, we can get the that, okay, let's execute SQL. Then after some time or after some time, we say that, hey, this client is use the Oracle database. Then we can switch on there without making existing a lot of changes. So that is the advantage of inversion of control. So anybody have doubt on this?
We can say we can achieve inversion of control by using DI, dependency injection.
Sorry, Prasant. Prasant, can you come again?
We can achieve inversion of control. Inversion of control. We use DI, dependency injection.
Not dependency injection, dependency inversion. Yeah, dependency. Right. Dependency injection, right. And then another we have, that is dependency inversion principle. Like whenever we design a class, this also we use dependency inversion to achieve the loosely coupled. So as we know that definition of inversion of dependency inversion principle, higher level module should not depend upon low level module, and low level module should not depend upon higher level module. Both should depend upon abstraction. Means one abstraction layer will be there, higher level module will communicate with that, and then lower level module will communicate with the abstraction. So both should depend upon the abstraction layer.
Abstraction.
Yeah. And abstraction should not depend upon detail. Detail should depend upon abstraction. Means in the abstraction, maybe we are going to specify, maybe not. But detail will not depend upon abstraction.
It's not clear, sir. What it says? Details
not
will
clear?
not depend on abstraction. What is it?
Okay.
Please pardon again.
Not... Yeah.
So we are talking about dependency inversion principle. And dependency inversion principle we are implementing for loose coupling, right?
Right, correct.
And the definition of inversion of dependency inversion, that lower level module should not depend on higher level module, and higher level module should not depend upon lower level module. Both should depend upon abstraction layer.
Right. And second part, I think.
Yeah, and second point, abstraction should not depend upon detail. Details should depend upon abstraction.
Right, correct.
Pankaj,
Yeah, Raghav, continue.
Sorry, actually, I recently joined just 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
To which thing we are calling higher level module? You mean to say base class or what else?
Higher level module means that higher level design, means where we have given the declaration, there is no implementation, that is higher level module. And where exactly we are going the detail, like implementation, that is a lower level module.
So in this case, the interface or abstract classes are the higher level modules,
Right,
and the class which are implementing them or inherited them are called lower level.
right.
Right.
Where we give the actual implementation, that is a low level module.
Right. Okay, fine.
So anyone have doubt about what is higher level module and what is lower level module? Anil? No? Okay, then let's move next. So can someone
Pankaj sir,
explain? Yeah, please.
yeah, higher level module and abstraction both are same.
Uh, yes, both are same. Like one thing, higher level module and lower level module. Wherever we give only the definition, that is higher level module. And where we give actual implementation, that is lower level module. And our task always performed by lower level module. But for loose coupling, lower level, higher level module always play a good role. Right,
So
Ajay sir?
it may be anything. It may be interface.
Yes
It
sir,
may
yes.
be abstract class. Anything.
Right.
Where we are just declaring only the, uh, I mean, not definition. Just declaration is there called the higher level module.
So anybody who can explain me that what is abstraction?
Yeah.
Abstraction means, yeah, abstraction means that is not concrete, means we are defining only the signature, and the main implementation is done by the class which inherit the particular abstract class.
I think it is interface. Abstraction have the method with signature with like a code also, body.
See, abstraction refers that we are just showing only the necessary part without showing the background detail, like a switchboard. Because the end user doesn't mean that what is happening or what is running in the background. They just mind to just on or off the switch. So that's
Yes.
what is called the abstraction.
Yeah, that is related to abstract method. Means we are only defining the signature there. So this is same.
Yeah, abstraction means showing the only essential feature, not for the not for actual implementation, and showing all the you have to the functionality, not implementation.
So everyone can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually
Yes,
I
yes,
was
yes.
speaking on mute. So this is the example of inversion principle. So here we have one interface, and then in another classroom, it is higher level module, right? And where I am going to give the implementation, that is low level module. So it is lower level module, we can say. We can say here higher level module. And here we can say low level module. Right? Should we go next then?
Yeah, we can just go ahead.
Then we have next class where it is data access factory. In that they have defined static, and then their return type. Return type is interface. This one. And here they are calling this one, get customer access, this one means this. What will happen now in our main lower level module? We have interface as we have discussed in LISCO. We created here, then data access factory. With the help of that, we call a static method. We are not creating object because of this keyword. So now this will come, this one, and this is already associated with this interface here. Now I will get this class. Suppose in the future I get another B. What will happen now? I have to do the changes here. It will be the parameterized now, and nothing will change. In existing one, nothing will change. It will work same. Only I have to make constructor as a parameterized, and then it will start working for this also. And here they have little bit tightly coupled because they're directly passing this one. We can pass as a parameterized constructor, and it will be more dependency inversion of inversion principle. Anyone have doubt here on this?
So Pankaj, I have a little bit doubt in
Yeah,
the
please.
concept like a dependency inversion is different from dependency injection, or they are somehow similar.
Dependency inversion principle is a principle, and dependency injection is a pattern.
So the concept we have implemented here, that is similar to dependency injection.
But with the help of dependency inversion, we have implemented.
So if somebody asks me that what is dependency inversion, so I can just tell him the dependency injection concept, or what should I say?
You can say that dependency inversion will tell you a way, but actual implementation will happen with the help of design pattern. That is dependency injection.
Mhm.
Like as we know that in the dependency injection, we have in the DI, we have three ways to implement the dependency injection, right? First is constructor level,
Method
Property
level.
level and method level.
right?
And we can also define its lifetime scope, add scope, transient, and
That is part of IOC container.
right. So
Like
have we-
we have discussed last time in .NET Core, that where we are providing in I service collection. I think maybe don't go on my spelling mistake because I'm little bit weak in the spelling area. Okay, then we are supposed this one. In we have one method configure service. In that we are using here add scope, and then here we are passing the interface and then the class. So this we can say that lifetime will be add scope. Sorry, not script.
add singleton, add scope, and add transient.
Right. See, that is a lifetime.
Right.
So we will come on that. We will come on that. So first of all, let's have some basic understanding about lower level module, then about higher level module, then lower level module. Once these 2 points is clear, then we will understand the dependency inversion principle. So these 3
Right.
points is
Right.
clear now.
It's clear now. Yeah, it's clear now.
Anyone who have little bit doubt, we can discuss again? No? Okay.
Pankaj,
Yeah.
what about second point? Means this abstraction is not dependent on details, and details should depend on abstraction. Right.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So can anyone
can you please
explain?
explain?
Anyone? No? Okay. Suppose I have this as a abstraction, right? Bepho, you can unmute
Yes,
yourself.
right.
This is
Yes,
our
right.
abstraction. Like it is saying
Mhm.
that abstraction should not depend upon detail, right? And where is the detail?
Mhm.
In the lower level module, we have detail. Abstraction should not
Yes.
depend upon detail. Detail should depend upon abstraction, means the structure which I have given.
Mhm.
In the detail, we have to follow that.
Okay.
Suppose you are a owner, I am an employee.
Mhm.
You will not depend upon me. I will depend upon you, right? You are owner as a abstract. I am your employee. I will
Mhm.
follow all the things, whatever you will say.
Mhm.
Now it is clear. Abstraction not
Yes,
depend upon detail. Detail should depend upon abstraction. In another language, you can say that employer will not depend upon employee. Employee will depend upon employer.
Right, absolutely fine.
Thank you, Dharmendra. Raghavendra. So anyone have doubt in this area? We can discuss a little bit more because many person have a lot of points. Ajay sir, it is right or wrong? Ajay, Gautam, Prasant?
No, it's okay, sir.
Okay, okay, good to go. So it is now clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's move then next. Next one is what? Okay. Now dependency injection. So anybody who want to speak about dependency injection? Anyone?
Yes, I would like to say,
Yeah, please.
yeah, dependency injection basically a design pattern where we are not binding the classes to the static objects. We just pass the objects at the runtime. So that if we want, suppose we have a class and we are providing uh, two or three types of functionality like sending messages, sending mails, and something. So if we are just creating the object within the same class, suppose I have created a class for sending email, and we are creating that class object within the, suppose I have a email send class, right? Or a logic class. I have a logic class and I have a email class and I have a message class. So in the logic class, if I just create the object of each class separately, then it would be a headache, and I mean for the future as well at the time of modifications, because whenever we just provide the new functionality, we need to create the object of that class in the logic class. But by making use of dependency injection, what we do, we just provide the object at the runtime by using there are three things which we have already discussed, uh, by inserting the dependency using constructor, and by using property and method. So that's why so it makes your code more loosely coupled. Means your class is not tightly coupled with the logic class. So whenever we need to provide some separate functionality, then we don't need to modify the logic class at all, because we are implementing there the dependency injection by using constructor or to anyway by using property or method. So that's why that's why we use the dependency injection.
Right. So as we know that there are three ways: constructor level, method level, and property level. Constructor level means we have to pass that as an input parameter, that which interface it have to call. Then in the method level, we will pass that in method level. Then in property level, we will define here. Right? So then next is IOC container. So anybody who want to speak about IOC container?
IOC container in the sense like
It is a framework. Like we have
yeah, it is a
.NET
framework.
framework. Same way we have, means .NET framework is a big framework, but we have a small framework as IOC containers.
So we basically use this against dependency injection, or it's different from that?
Yeah. Can I speak, sir, little bit
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this?
continue. No need
Yeah,
to take permission.
Continue. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think IOC container is a design pattern to achieving the loose couple class. Sorry, it is a framework. Sorry, not a design pattern. It's a framework. With the help of we achieve the dependency injection to provide the my class as a loose couple.
Okay, and then man never ask that should I come? You can say that let me come into picture, right? You have to say only this keyword, this statement.
Okay.
And we have to just maintain the decorum that we have to speak after one by one in sequence way, right? Like what we say, first come, first out, FIFO.
Okay.
Yeah, Raghavan, continue. You are saying something at that moment.
No, actually, I don't have idea about IOC, but somewhere I read that we generally use this framework against dependency injection, but I am not sure that. I mean, so you can just take over it.
Okay. Anyone who want to explain about IOC container? Like we have last time communicated about Docker. Under Docker, we have container. Same way we have here dependency inversion of control, and under inversion of control we have container. Means in container is like framework which will provide some functionality and direction that okay, if you want to achieve this is how you need to follow. If you are gonna to follow the same thing, then you can get the functionality. And for that we have to install with the help of package manager in our project that particular framework. Yeah, Bebo, continue. You are saying something.
So I think means it's like one second.
No, continue. Sometimes background noise is good.
Somebody come my house. So it's like a container where we just define our dependency, right? We can just register our dependency. It's
So
correct or not?
basically what I understand about the IOC container, it's a container which contain multiple classes, and by default all the classes will work as a dependency injection. Means
Yes.
it can easily work at the dependency injection. Means
Right.
this is automatically doing those things which was we are writing in previous for all dependency injection thing. So this container making things in easy way. We just put the singleton or something like that in all those to define that what will be the scope of this particular class when it's come on a dependency injection. So this is, and what are this dependency injection having in that? So sorry, dependency injection. What is having in this IOC controller? It is having a register. Means we are registering all the dependency injection in this container, so that by that we are putting that okay, this is a scope with this interface, this class is coupled or something like that, and we are resolving it also. Means sometimes it happening that we are putting the same interface for 2 or 3 classes, this type of things, and that time we want to use any particular one, so we resolve those things in also that. And with that we have means IOC, it's a functionality which IOC container should have is register, and then this resolve, and then this dispose. Means if we have created anything, it can dispose also. So any object creation will be disposed also. In a short, you tell anybody that what IOC container is. IOC container is a container which contains multiple classes or structure which is work like a dependency injection in our solution.
Yes, correct.
And IOC container we can treat as a, like we have different kind of container, right? Whenever we transport from one place to another place, we have different types of container. And suppose I have to send something from my home, then it will go on truck. I will put the container on the truck, and then it will load somewhere else. So that is a kind of just only a container. And IOC container is a framework. And in that, 3 things is important. We have to register, we have to resolve, and then we whatever in the registration resolve, and then we will dispose. Means whatever the object we have created, it will automatically dispose that.
Mhm.
And one thing we know that in .NET Core, by default we have dependency injection. So this one is, we can say that this is IOC container. They have already given a IOC container. Like we discussed earlier, I collection service object, then dot, add transient, add scope, add singleton. What they are doing? They are first registering, then we are resolving. Once we resolve that, means we got the result, whatever we want, then automatically it will dispose. Dependency means whatever the service I have designed, it is itself capable to handle the creation of object, give the output on the basis of input, then it will dispose their object also. Right? We have 3 things is important.
So
Register, resolve, dispose. Yeah, continue.
So we can say that, as I'm getting by this discussion, in MVC5 we need to install this framework explicitly, I think. But in MVC6, I mean in .NET Core, we don't need to install it explicitly. It's
Yeah, that is the
inbuilt, I think.
default functionality we are getting dependency injection.
Yes, it's inbuilt.
Right, right. So
Where we
So,
means
the
have default container.
configure
Which,
service inside the configure service method of .NET Core,
Mhm.
we register our dependencies,
Yes,
and the rest of
And this is also a big fact that in our MVC and our previous ASP.NET, we was not using dependency injection in that much way, but in configure service method, we are using dependency injection in that much way, and this is the reason.
right. And some of the dependency IOC container framework we have, like lot of person got the question that, hey, what is Artifact, right? So they are asking what is Artifact, and it is nothing. It is a framework only.
Mhm. So what exactly do with means we can do with auto?
Just we need to download the package in our project with the help of package manager. Then we will register
Mhm.
that. Then we will use that, and it will automatically dispose.
So it will means kind of similar to dependency injection or what means similar
It
to
will
IOC
provide
container.
you same functionality. In the dependency inversion, you have to do coding, but here they are providing you built-in feature. Means they have already developed that thing as a framework for you. You have to just
Okay.
get the
So means
advantage
This
of
is a
that.
type of DLL which you are using right now. Means this is this if in a use in a simple way, it's a type of DLL which we are using to do those functionalities.
okay. Means registering, disposing, and resolving like that, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And some of the IOC container name: Unity, Structure Map, Crystal Binser, Ninject, Artifact, Dry IOC, Simple Inject, Light Inject.
And mostly we are using the Artifact and
Yeah.
Unity in our
Right.
programming. So no need of remembering all those things. Just remember Unity. This is most popular, and Artifact. These are the most popular dependency means IOC containers which we have
Right.
right
Okay.
now.
And just we have to memorize that IOC container. It is a framework. Framework means we not need to do anything. Whatever the set of rules they have given means for registration, for resolving, for disposing. We have to just remember that we have to register, and then we will get the advantage of framework.
Okay.
So, so good. It is around 6 o'clock. We run the session around 2 o'clock, right? Then I think within a 2 and 1 minute we can stop. And I can tell you that what we are going to do study next. We will study next LinkQ and SAS, right? LinkQ and SAS. I think if someone have done the work little bit related to CSS, then we have higher version of CSS, that is SAS, right?
Merge entity framework with link.
No, first we
Yes,
will go
means
for
means in .NET Core.
no. First we will go for LinkQ, and then we will discuss the feature of LinkQ, and after then we will go in advance, right?
Yes, Pankaj. Means SAS we can do it means later. Means if you
Yeah.
go with LinkQ, then we can include means entity framework first.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. So next class we have most probably on
Or we
LinkQ.
can put the SAS also, but I think putting entity framework with LinkQ will make more sense.
Okay.
Yes.
We will do one by one, right? Once basic
Yeah.
about LinkQ, and then LinkQ with ADO.NET, LinkQ with entity framework, different way we have, right? Then we will discuss that also. And let's say bye-bye, because after 40 minutes again, Zoom is going to expire. So we can, before that, we can say bye-bye now, right? Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
sir. Bye. Thank you, sir. It was nice.
Bye.
Thank you.
Discussing.
Nice
Thank-
class. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.